areas in the whole of the UK.
In the North East, we have the highest unemployment rate in the country.
A quarter of children in the North East live below the poverty line.
And for the last 4 days, it's also become home to 4 posh girls from down south.
We should all have jobs. I don't really want one.
Increasingly, British society is divided between the haves
I quite like the girl with Rolex.
and the have-nots.
There's been times I'm not even going to have money to put gas and electric on. I've had no choice but to be on benefits.
So far at the Geordie finishing school, the 4 privileged young ladies have been paired with Geordie locals.
Most rich people really are stuck up.
Cheers.
They've given up their credit cards for 10 days of living on the equivalent of the dole.
Should we count it all together? Is this different to Waitrose?
They've learned the subtleties of the Geordie dialect, Geordie dress sense,
I don't really wear casual clothes.
and the effects of drug abuse.
I've never ever met anyone that's been through what she's been through.
Now it's time for these well-to-do young ladies to get down to work.
It's good to see them doing some hard graftly about it. Sparkling.
But not everyone's happy
We're getting taken to this horrendous pub.
when the boot is on the other foot.
I feel very posh, very royal.
That's really good thing for your boobs, babes.
Aye, and I look so
Really,
skinny.
like, check it, it looks like...
But there's a whole lot to learn when they enroll at the Geordie finishing school for girls.
Oh no, I'm gonna cry.
Just outside the city centre are the areas of Biker and Walker. Life here can be tough, with an unemployment rate that's 3 times the national average. The girls have been living in an ex-council house on this estate in Walker. This week, they will be tested by doing tough, sweaty and low-paid jobs in Newcastle.
Do you want washing powder? Yes.
24-year-old Fiona from London has decided to get the laundry done, in case it gets messy.
What the fuck? Oh, God, that stinks. What?
Oh God, that smells awful.
Everyone else's garden's got shit in it. We might as well just,
Hiding upstairs is 24-year-old events manager Lucy.
Someone spilled rubbish juice somewhere and I don't like sick. I mean, I don't like it because I might be sick.
I had a dream that Rob Patterson last night fancied me.
20-year-old Fee Wishart is ready to lend a hand. But whether she's helping or hindering is up for debate.
Should we not bother with them? The stick. Do you want to hold the stick?
Taking charge is 21-year-old military-trained Steph, who just gets stuck in. Over the next few days, these privileged girls will be dropped in at the deep end. They'll be doing the kind of hard graft that they wouldn't normally entertain. When the girls first arrived, they were set a strict budgeting task.
Okay, so I have 38, you have 40.
They were given the equivalent of job seekers' allowance, and after deductions, they each started out with £59.
I've got £23.38p.
125, roughly.
That's low. That's low.
125 quid.
I actually think that they get given quite a lot, to be honest.
We could
You go swimming.
easily go swimming. We could,
£2.50 to go swimming.
going
out on the
we could go bowling, we could go to
bowling.
the cinema, we could go to the theatre on this.
Yeah.
Although the girls seem to think they're doing well on the budget, things are about to get tougher.
We're going to have drugs and alcohol session, obviously.
Guiding the Southern girls through their Geordie work experience is youth worker Hufty. With over 20 years of knowledge, she knows how difficult life can be.
The really important point for the southern lasses coming here is that they're going to find out that, yes, we've got the highest unemployment rate in the country. However, we're grafters. Geordies work hard and they want to work, and that's going to be an eye-opener for them.
Hufty wants the posh girls to know what it's like grafting for low wages in Newcastle. So she's brought in the Geordie girls to come up with a plan.
What kind of jobs do you think we should give them so that they understand what hard graft's like? Cleaning. How do you think they'd manage at your chip shop, Shona?
I think my nails. I think they'd probably find it difficult.
18-year-old Shauna has lived in Biker all her life and is studying for her A-levels. She has worked since she was 16 to get herself through her studies.
Excuse me, what colour fruit sugar do you like with the children's meal?
I need to work, and I like to know that I've worked for my money, that it hasn't just been handed to us. Like, I like knowing, oh, I bought that because I worked for that.
I really would like to put them in the job I'm in, because it's 12-hour shifts, plus I've got to juggle my little boy.
What kind of jobs do you think they do?
Nothing.
I don't have any.
You don't think they work?
Nah. Too lazy to get up and go out.
As well as looking after her toddler while her husband is fighting in Afghanistan, Kim is also a part-time care worker.
Upstairs, let's go show the babas around.
Despite this, she's in debt and struggling to cope.
I go out and I do work to get my own income in for me and my son, which is that bit harder. Work-wise, it's not easy. Money is all right, but it could have been better.
How do you think they cope on a budget in Newcastle?
Possibly, I think 2 or 3 of them will probably cry.
I think
they'll probably stop and be like, why have you sent me here?
Michaela wants to become a professional singer.
No one can you please, man.
But for now, she's an unemployed single mum and is training to be a carer.
I just keep being naughty. Look at me. I've met a few wealthy people and it really pisses me off to some great height. I would love to put you in my position for a week and do your weekly shop on 20 quid because sometimes it's just impossible.
What do you reckon it's like to never worry about money?
Like, they would pay daft prices for stuff, like a pair of socks.
Lindsay had a tough childhood, drinking on the streets from the age of 13 and getting into lots of scrapes.
When he's back to school.
She's now turned things around and is a youth worker trying to help local kids steer clear of trouble.
I think it's important work that I do because when I was younger, if I had someone like me walk around the estates and take them on trips and ask them how it are and not telling them off for things and that, I think I would have responded better than like police telling us off and stuff like that. He's going to play football, like, just, yeah. Most of my job is going around talking to people. My ma says I'd talk to the lamppost if no one else was it.
The Geordie lasses settle on Shauna's chip shop and an early morning cleaning crabs at the Fish Quay to give the posh girls a taste of Geordie graft. Across town, Hufty has popped round to the posh girls' house to let them know what their first job will be.
But do you like chips?
Yes!
You're going to be going to Shauna's chip shop.
I knew we were going to do that.
Such a weird feeling about that.
And Monday is cleaning day in the chip shop.
Are there any toilets?
Oh, of course there's toilets.
I didn't do that.
No, you wouldn't clean the toilets?
They'll make you clean it.
I can't because I'll wreck.
You'll retch?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't have a really weak stomach.
Are you proper cockily?
What's that mean?
You gaga everything
just
if you're
thought
cockily.
it was
That's
funny.
exactly what it means. So if you started retching like that, somebody would go, oh, look at the poor cockily Ben.
The most important thing for Lucy about working in the chip shop is what to wear.
These are fine.
Babes, really?
They are.
Your boots?
The real rabbit, I did.
Shut up, your boots are made of real rabbits. No way. No, really.
Yeah.
Swear down, they're like rabbit-made boots. You're wearing bunny rabbits on your legs.
It's fine.
Now, if you wear them in the chip shop, if you think about it, there's going to be grease, there's going to be oil, there's going to be fat, and there's going to be urine. Now, what do bunny rabbits...
Way?
Why do bunny rabbits... How do you think bunny rabbits smell with human urine all over them?
No.
No?
No, I don't want to change.
Oh, well, keep them on. Keep them on. I think...
I don't want to go anymore.
Shauna's chippy is right on the girls' doorstep, so no chance of missing the shift.
So we're going to put 1 or 2 of you with Karen on the counter. She'll teach you the till and everything, and then we'll have a couple of you in the back with Tommy, and Tommy will
Love being in the back with Tommy.
toilets in there. So I'll see you all soon. Nice girls, aren't they? I might not be seeing that at the end of the night, like.
Joy has got reason to worry, as squeamish Lucy's first job will certainly test her ability to hold on to her breakfast.
Right, what it is, Lucy, I'll give you some looks, because it is a little bit different.
What is that?
This is a grease trap. It's basically where all the crap goes down the...
No. Oh my god.
It smells a little bit. It smells good, yeah?
Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's what you guys call cockily?
Cockily, yes, aye.
That's me.
Aye, you cockily.
Okay, it's fine.
Right.
Can you do it with me?
I'll give you a hand, aye. Or should I say you give me a hand?
Ah, it's so squishy.
So that's all the husks off the peas.
Stop. I don't want to do
gravy.
Oh god.
It's not that bad.
It looks like a sick though.
Come on.
Although Lucy is struggling, Steph is racing ahead with her bread rolls.
Sorry? Oh, well, I've got targets to hit. Don't know what they are, actually. I'm sure there are targets to hit.
Back in Wales, Steph positively lives and breathes targets and thrives on the discipline of military life in the officers' training corps.
So the Officer and Training Corps is essentially about taking university students who are likely to be sort of future captains of industry or leaders in whatever specific field they are, and developing people's confidence, all sorts of really sort of essential things.
For Steph, travelling to an area with the highest level of unemployment in the country is going to pose a very different kind of challenge.
I have very little tolerance of and patience for people who don't make something of their lives and who sit around waiting for life to come to them, because it won't. And the rest of us, whether we've been privileged or not privileged, still have to work for a living and make something of our own lives, and everybody should.
In the chippy, Steph is applying her positive thinking and military discipline to making fish and chip boxes.
I'm putting paper in these boxes and folding them up, and I've got a target of 100 in half an hour.
Shauna, would you join with me?
Fee and Shauna are worlds apart. While Shauna has been working since she was 16, Fee has barely worked at all and has certainly never cleaned a public toilet before.
At the bottom of the toilet needs done, so you're going to have to get me honkers.
What, like down here?
Yeah.
Oh my god, my face is really close to it.
Sparkling.
At home, Fee doesn't have to worry about getting a job. Her parents top up her student loan with £700 a month.
I love this balcony.
She is privileged. She's trying to do it on her own, but she has a lot of help. On the work front, she's got no experience whatsoever. She's never done a day's work in her life, really.
Having a job, I think is really important. We should all have jobs. I don't really want one, but like, who does really?
I love working, mate.
Yeah, do you know what, I've heard that apparently, like, if you work, like, all the time, and then you don't work, you're just like, oh my god, what do I do? Do you get bored?
I get bored. Have you got a job now?
No. I don't have time.
So, do you just, like, rely on, like, your parents for money?
Yeah.
I've had to work from I was 16. I can't keep asking my mum for money now. I'm, like, 18. And keep going, oh, give us this, give us that. Like, I can't do what they can do, like, just ask their parents if they needed money. So, I go out and work, and I enjoy working.
I worked for a week at Harvey Nichols in Dubai.
So, how long did you last in the job? Why did you leave?
For a week. It was really boring. It was a horrible job.
That's probably the difference where she doesn't really have to work, but then, like, she's saying that she wants to work. So, I know where she's coming from with that. But, you know, she doesn't really need to work, does she?
Didn't get paid.
Did you not? Is that because you weren't there long enough to get paid?
Yeah, basically.
Meanwhile, Steph continues to excel by trying to lay out the cod fillets as quickly as possible.
There's no real rush, anyway, you know, I mean...
Oh, well, with the boxes, I had a target of 100 an hour. No, what was that, 100 half an hour?
Never.
Yeah, so it's...
Oh, that's not
I
real.
failed.
No real rush in here. Lovely job.
With so little work experience, this is Fee's big chance to impress.
Not the floor. You can't use the floor.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
Okay, so I'll get you another floor.
Thank you.
Okay.
Naughty! I do that at home, is that really bad?
That's really bad. Does your mum know what you do with that?
Now she does, great.
By the end of the shift, the girls are serving a steady stream of locals.
All over the chips, yeah.
90 change.
When some more familiar customers arrive to see how they're coping.
Now some mushy clothes, yeah?
But it's the local men who really show an interest in the new staff.
I know, we're a dream, aren't we?
Wow!
Do you want something to eat?
Thank you very much.
So why are you in a fish shop then?
I missed that as well. Yeah, Geordie. I have never been served in a chip shop by such posh people.
Is that everything you're having? 2 fish and chips? Okay.
They're very smiley, I'll give them that.
Yeah.
It's good to see them doing some hard graft labour, isn't it?
Ex-bad girl Lindsay is glad the southern girls have got a taste of hard work.
If they had to stand on their feet all day and do it every day, I don't think they'd be so smiley. I've got a complaint to make about the mushy peas. I found a diamond in it. Definitely wasn't mine.
The shift's over and no one's been sick. But this Geordie favourite isn't tempting everyone.
For me, I wouldn't pick fish and chips. Mainly because I like lobster. I'm kidding. I'm not. I love lobster.
For Steph, she isn't tempted to abandon her job plans just yet.
I don't think I could ever have a career in that. And I do think, while I thoroughly enjoyed what I did today, I do think that ultimately I would need something a little bit more sort of intellectually challenging.
After a hard day's work, the girls are keen to get back safely in their house.
Chicken soup! It's crazy.
But once inside, they get a bit of a shock.
Oh, electricity's gone.
No, we've got no electricity.
Oh, you're joking, we haven't paid the meter. Whatever it is.
Hey, hang on, I know where the box is as well.
Can I just have some light?
No one told me that we needed electricity meters. What are they?
Oh my god, how long has this been off? Because...
It's fine.
Don't
Keep
open it,
Keep it
shut it.
Keep it shut. Keep it shut.
This is great. You go back from work and there's no fucking electricity. Stop whinging.
Many households in this area use key meters, which means that running out of electricity is a common occurrence. No credit means no power. A novel experience for the girls.
What do I do now?
Key budget meter. Do you know what? Because I hate this word, budget.
Fiona makes an emergency call to Hufty, as it's 11 p.m. and 2 of the girls have to get up at 4 in the morning for their next round of work.
No, there's like a blue button and a white button. Oh, hang on, no, hang on. What does those? Do any of those buttons say anything?
It says debt.
It says 6. No, we're not.
We're in debt 6p.
No, we're not in debt 6p. We've got emergency is 6p. But how do we? Can someone try the lights?
Yeah.
Because if that like resets it or that starts it. We're looking for a grey button.
That's a grey button.
There we go. Okay. So we
How long
can
is
get
this
more of
gonna
that in the morning, yeah?
It's working. Girls, can you unplug any unnecessary appliances? Like, if your phones don't need charging until tomorrow, or if you've got, like, don't dry your hair tonight.
The electricity's back on, but the girls have no idea how long it will last.
The problem is that if we don't get back before a certain time tomorrow, that fridge will go off and all the food will be ruined. £6 it will last the night if we're lucky.
Can we not just turn everything off, go to bed now, and have just the fridge running?
No, we'll find the soldiers.
Although £6 will last several days, the girls decide to turn in for the night and save the juice. 5 hours later, and it's time to get up for work. Hufty has selected Fee and Lucy as the 2 girls most in need of more work experience. Steph and Fiona get a nice lie-in.
It's like offensively early today. I'm so tired. I smell like chip fat as well. I feel like absolute ass. Oh, fucking, I don't know how people do this. Lucy! It's awful. I can't fit my jacket on because I'm wearing the same legs.
Do you think it'll be warm enough for just a headache here? I'll be Mrs. Complainer if not.
I've got a key.
The girls are heading to the fish quay at the mouth of the River Tyne. Once a thriving dock with almost 150 working boats, now there are just 4. Today they'll be working in a crab shop, one of a handful of fishing businesses left in the harbour. It's a tough job, starting at 4 a.m. and working through until late afternoon. Hufty has asked hard grafters Lindsay and Kimberly to join them for moral support and to make sure there's no slacking. Chopping up crabs will be a tougher test for Lucy than anything she's faced yet.
You're gonna have to be careful with them nails and me brown meat, okay?
Messy, unglamorous work couldn't be further from her life in London, where she works as an events manager, booking well-to-do groups of people into exclusive nightclubs.
Some of my friends, when they come out, will spend £450 on a bottle of champagne. It's a big one. I host a couple of tables, just socialising, chatting to people. It's pretty chilled.
At the crab shop, the shift's about to begin, and fashion here's a million miles away from exclusive Chelsea.
Listen, ladies, keep yourselves warm, okay? Keep the jump on. Everybody's hair in the hat, no fringes out, okay? Thank you, ladies.
Do you guys hang out after the going?
We look baldy. Do you know what I mean? We look fucking bald. Do you know what I mean?
Pop it up. Just go for it, it's easier, honestly.
That's the meat.
That is the meat.
What if it suddenly moves?
They won't, they're cooked, like a chicken.
I don't like to eat crab. I eat sushi.
I do raw fish sauce.
I wouldn't eat out like this raw, like a big fish on it.
Can we put £10 on each, please? Thank you.
Meanwhile, back in Walker, Fiona is topping up the electricity meter.
That was simple enough. Thank you very much.
That's one task she would never have to worry about back at home. Fiona lives off the King's Road, London, with her banker boyfriend and 3 little friends.
They are chihuahuas. I had Bruno like 5 years ago.
Come on, you. She has several part-time jobs, but her main ambition is to be a singer.
My dream is to have my music on radios everywhere.
In her quest for success, Fiona is highly motivated and she has no patience for people on benefits.
It shouldn't be so acceptable to be on benefits. You know, if I knew anyone that was, I'd be like, what are you doing? Go and get a job.
Fiona is about to have her opinions put to the test. She's off to meet her next-door neighbour in Walker.
Hello, I'm Fiona.
I'm Jimmy.
Nice to meet you.
Jimmy is a stay-at-home dad looking after 6 children whilst on benefits.
Don't want to wake her up.
So it's just Summer here at the moment.
Aye, school.
Summer's yours as well, and
Dylan, Jack and Bethany.
Dylan, Jack, and Bethany are yours.
Sophie and Demi.
Sophie and Demi are not.
No.
How old are you?
36.
No way, you're so young and you look after all of them.
Yeah.
Your girlfriend is the mum of some.
Yeah.
And what's her name?
Jane.
And where's she?
At work.
Is she? Surely she can't earn enough to look after all of you because...
Oh, I should get family tax credit and all that.
Does that, like, cover rent as well for here?
Oh, no, we get free rent and all that.
So
that's working 16 hours a week.
So she does 16 hours a week?
Yeah.
But if she does more, then you wouldn't get free rent, would you?
No, you would have to get.
So-
You would have to pay your rent, aye.
And what about you?
No, but I've just been made redundant.
Have you?
Yeah.
Well, when someone goes to school, will you then work as well? Or
Yeah,
then,
well, I'm
like-
trying to get a job now. You can't live off the government all your life, can you?
No,
You know,
definitely not.
So you've got to work, you
That's
know.
one thing I'm like, no. It was an interesting experience. Obviously, like, he was obviously a really nice guy. And yes, you've taken on all these kids that aren't yours. And you are, like, looking after your daughter and stuff. But then some of the house is paid for. 4-bedroom house. Yeah, it's a difficult situation, really.
This is Layla.
Hey, sweet pea, how are you?
Steph, meanwhile, is spending time with Michaela, who lives with her twins Layla and Jaden. She was laid off 3 months.
It's going to be in the place they started out when we walked in.
Yeah.
We're still really, in places, taking it apart on day 3 when we...
I've been like, what am I going to do? It's really hard to get a job in Newcastle at the moment. I don't know anybody that said to me, oh God, it's so easy, because at the minute it's very hard. When you're on a benefit, you get about £135 a fortnight. I don't think anybody would understand unless they had to do it by themselves, like what it's like. On that kind of money, it's just absolutely impossible to live off.
So her spending the morning with Michaela and her kids, learning about the difficulties of life on the dole, caused Steph to shift her opinions.
I've been hugely impressed by the behaviour of Michaela's children. Michaela pointed out how difficult it is to be on the dole and the kinds of things that she's had to worry about. But I think it's important that it's not comfortable, because if it is cushy and comfortable and there's a lot of leeway in it, I think it would encourage people not to work. Michaela doesn't need that kind of encouragement, but there will be people out there who do need encouragement to get off the dole. Oh, is Teddy holding it?
Michaela tries hard to put on a brave face about raising 2 children alone and job-seeking in Newcastle, but her situation often gets her down.
Benefits is just something that I wouldn't want to be on. Can I spin you for a roundabout? I mean, God, there's been times where I've woke up through the night and I've been like, what can I do, what can I do, what can I do? It's daft, because I mean, I don't know if anybody else experiences that. Ready, steady. And I'm just trying to move me life in a positive direction, like up a positive path. What example am I setting for my children? Do you know what I mean? I want them to say you've got to go out and you've got to work for things that you want in life. I want people to look at me and be like, look at what she's achieved, not, oh, that's that girl who's trying to have a dream and is going to be on benefits the rest of her life, because that's not going to happen.
I think you need a medal for doing this. What do I do?
What do you say you do for a living?
Hair. Hair worker. I could do that. I can wipe people's backsides, but I can't throw crab. I really can't.
2 hours into their shift, and out of the entire crab crew, it's Lucy who's struggling the most.
I want to go home today. Today's a bad day. This is disgusting.
I'm well food in a fish pot. My mouth used to say eat really well on the fish pit. So I've got a big mouth.
That is one good thing.
Next time you're in Harrods buying crab, just remember where it came from.
While the posh girls are quite happy to call it a day, Lindsay seems perfectly at home.
We've all finished. I'm doing overtime, yeah. I'm generous like that.
For Fee, the experience has made one thing very clear.
It made me not want a job even more. I know that's not what I'm supposed to say, but I'm being serious. Oh my God. I literally was like about to burst into tears. They gave me a job that makes me do pretty ornament things, which apparently you have to be working there for years to be given this job because it's a privileged job.
The girls have gained some hands-on experience, but they haven't exactly warmed to the idea of working for a living.
Can you smell me and tell me if they need washing? I wanted to cry.
Not gonna lie, you don't smell great.
Yeah.
Oh, your jeans stink. Take them off. You smell like fish.
Oh my God.
I'll wash them now.
Really?
Yeah, they stink.
Smell me. It was awful.
And you as well. You smell like fish.
I can't begin to tell you how bad it was. It was all, made us like open this like crab and like gut them.
Got the crab, and it was like, and
him was like, all these brains. They're like, yeah, that's the brains. And then you had to like, I'm not joking, it looked like yellow vomit.
But Tufty wants them to realise that many people are desperate for any kind of work.
So thanks everybody for coming today. This is...
She's brought them to meet a group of young unemployed people to learn about the reality of life on the dole. She wants Steph and Fiona in particular to hear more about just how tough things can get.
Their idea of people who are on benefits are just sponges and don't want to go back to work and would just choose to sit in a bus and not bother, whereas that's not always the case. There might be, a handful of people that would rather do that, but in a lot of situations, definitely not.
Would everybody in the room say that are there the jobs there if you want them? Would you, Anthony?
No, definitely not. I mean, like, I send out, like, 3 or 4 CVs at least each day. And when you don't get a reply, it's disheartening, you know.
I know quite a few people that will give an arm and a leg to have a job, that would love to support their kids, their family, to take their kids on holiday, but they can't because they're actually on the dole and there's nothing.
It's really hard to find a job in the qualifications I've got.
17-year-old Ryan applied for a job at a burger chain.
I went to the interview and said that I'm too overqualified, I've got too many basic skills.
That's ridiculous. Like, the rate of unemployment is so low, and they turn people away. They're too qualified.
How did that make you feel, Ryan?
I'd kicked off with them. I'd screamed at the manager's face, since when do you need a good qualification or bad qualification to flip a burger?
I was really shocked, actually, to hear how hard it was for Ryan to get a job. Unreal. I was really shocked about that.
So it stopped you, hasn't it, going for another jobs, like, because of your experience of what happened in the last job?
If you keep getting knockbacks from jobs constantly and constantly, you're just going to think, well, if I try another one, then I'm just going to get another knockback.
I've lost out in a job very, very recently. I didn't at all get the, why did you do this to me? I felt, okay, there's someone out there better for that job than me.
Did you not think that you didn't feel that way? That's because, like, you do have parents that are well off, so that if you wasn't desperate for money, your parents would give you, so you didn't feel that way.
It's the only chance to get money.
How many times have you been knocked back from a job?
Like a slack handful, I suppose, maybe 10 times that just don't get back to me.
I know you said, like, every day. And just not hearing
on the internet every day, the papers. I don't think Steph understood it whatsoever. I think she's still got a politician head on and she's still going to have them views no matter what she's told. No matter how many people come up with her and tell her different circumstances, I think she's always going to have them views. As a politician, she has a lot of politics and she's got a politics head on, whereas we live it.
I mean, I know Burger King in town, they're taking on applications, but I'm a bit like thinking about actually going and applying in case I'm too overqualified to work there as well.
For Ryan, his situation is even more serious. He can't prove to the dole office that he's not welcome at home, so he can't make a claim.
I'm not receiving no income, and I haven't been receiving no income for about 2 years now.
How do you survive then?
I scrounge money on the green off all the people there and that, just ask them for like 50 pence and pound and that.
If we didn't do that, where would we be? Got no money, no food, nowhere to stay, and it is really hard and it does affect you in a lot of ways. It affects you physically and it affects you mentally, it really does.
How does it affect you mentally? How does it make you feel?
It's quite depressive really, because it's like I can't get anything I actually want. I'm just thankful that I've got a roof over my head at the moment.
You've got a wicked girlfriend who's still positive.
Fiancé, because fiancé? Yeah, excellent.
Because I tell you what, I thought I was a positive person, but she's a terror strength, eh?
Sure. How old are you? Sorry.
Yeah, I'm 19.
I'm 17.
It makes me so sad. I'm not trying to be patronising, but you're 17. Like,
I mean, I'm always on my feet and that, trying to get a job.
If you didn't have the support your mate who you live with and you didn't have the support your last Kerry, where would you be now?
To be honest, I'd either still be on the streets or I would be dead.
Meeting Ryan has had a big effect upon most of the group.
Well, if you were my son, I'd still have you at home. Personally.
Steph's not voicing any change of opinion, but Fiona is beginning to show signs of a rethink.
You know, it's so easy to just kind of assume laziness. You don't actually think, well, then maybe this has been happened or you've been... Because I don't think for a second if you were my son, I'd throw you out at 17. Like, I'd still want you with me. Until I've met you, I could think that you're just, you know, lazy and can't be asked to do anything. Yeah. And, you know, and that's the truth. I feel really bad for feeling angry without knowing the full reasons. First, I mean, yes, there is people that just can't be asked to work.
The truth is, Ryan and Kerry are not unusual. In an area still affected by the decline of the shipbuilding and mining industries, Almost 26,000 18 to 24-year-olds in the northeast are currently claiming unemployment benefit.
It just makes my worry seem so small and so trivial, and I was like, oh my God, like, God, I really don't have to worry, do I? And it just made me like, oh God, like, maybe I should stop worrying about such stupid things. But then at the same time, like, I don't have to worry, so why should I?
A few days ago, the girls thought living on the dole was a breeze, but Lucy is beginning to see things a bit differently.
I've done really badly with my spending, which is not a surprise to me. I'm genuinely quite terrible. And I sort of owe Fiona quite a bit of money for the gas and electricity.
Apart from Steph, all of the girls are running out of money. With less than £20 left between them, Fiona is really feeling the pressure.
It's scary. You know, I look at my little envelope now. After paying the electric today, because obviously I wasn't with you guys, so I gave all my money for that. I'm now suddenly like, oh God. But I'm panicked. It is a horrible feeling to sort of be like, shit, I have £20 left, and that's it.
It's Tuesday evening, and Fiona and Lucy are both skint. So rather than go out on the town, the girls are about to experience nightlife on a budget biker style. An evening in at Shauna's house. Armed with 2 bottles of budget lemonade, the girls leave for Shauna's party.
Well, that's right. You just stand there pretending, and the police car comes and does you for vandalism. That's not be a God, I could really do some crystals. Nice, yummy. I so could, though. I'm having, like, withdrawal symptoms.
Shauna has invited all her friends and family around, but is anxious about what the posh girls will think of them. As it's karaoke tonight, it's a chance for Michaela to shine. Time for a traditional Geordie party game.
Listen, we're going to have a game of word association.
Word association Geordie style involves a special cocktail of all the spirits you can get your hands on, including Blue Wicked and Cactus Jack.
This is my Geordie drinking game. If you see anything beginning with P or S, you've got to take a shot, right?
That's not a shot, that's
a fucking half a mouthful. House.
Right.
London. Town. Semi-detached. Semi it's an S. Now you start, think of something.
Oh. Sherlock.
Sherlock. That was an S. Sherlock.
I just can't believe how smashed everyone gets.
This is Home Brew, like, shit face.
I know, I don't normally have house parties quite like this.
Next time you're going to think before you say the word spunk.
I wasn't going to say that.
I know they're going to say so who I am tonight. And they've all like got in and they've all drank and they've all actually got along with everybody. I'm really proud of it actually. I'm quite proud of myself that night.
Back home, the girls get a chance to reflect on the evening.
We went to a friend's house on a Tuesday evening. There's more of like a social thing to it, like chatting to everyone, getting to know everyone, than let's get hooned.
I really think like Kim has it so hard. Like she works in a really
awful
environment. I could not do. I think I'd choose the fish market over her job. Even though she said
what she does really.
She looks after
care home for people who have
drug
addicts
and alcoholics. They're violent to her, really offensive, and they just shit and vomit and just are disgusting everywhere. And she has to clean all that up.
So you kind of feel like
She has to
that
put
one
up
night
with that.
off where she like gets wasted and like has fun with her friends. It's like okay.
And also, she's got to care
A week into their stay, after shopping, paying the meter, and the odd trip to Costa's, most of the girls are practically broke.
Do not fear, we are wealthier than we think we are because I've been collecting the money from the street that I found. Every time I find a coin, I pick it up, and we have accumulated the princely sum of £2.13.
Wow!
I know!
In the last 2 days?
In the last week.
Fortunately, Hufty has arrived with another solution to a life of poverty, albeit a controversial one.
Now.
A bag of goods available locally at black market prices.
Nice.
Police are really nice.
Christina Aguilera.
Perfume?
Yes. Some nice Uggs. Ooh, some nice red wine. A lovely fresh leg of lamb.
I'm all over that. I would so have
For £5. Hey!
I say thank you.
Yeah.
I'm not having that, though. If I think it's going to be stolen or something, then...
Oh my God. If you're hungry, you don't give a shit if it's been stolen.
But I'm not hungry right now. I've managed to live on my budget.
No, we're
so
not.
far.
Yeah,
I'm not
of
hungry.
course. You know, if that's only going to cost a £5, you know, that could feed a family.
But
You've got to feed them.
No, but you encourage thieving. If you do stuff like that, you encourage people to steal.
I get that. But if you've got a family, babe, and you've got kids and they're crying and they're hungry, you're going to feed them the rack of lamb. You're not going to give a shit that it's stolen, are you?
And it's not encouraging it really because no one really says that it's stolen.
What would you like to purchase out of my items then?
I would love the lamb.
If we were staying here forever,
yeah,
we'd definitely buy the lamb.
The leg of lamb might get the majority vote, but for Steph, it's once again brought up a moral line that she refuses to cross.
I think it's very surprising that the girls are behaving like this. It is an issue of morality. Things are illegal for a reason, and the reason is because other people get hurt in the process. Theft, trafficking, anything like that. And we therefore bear responsibility for the kind of things that go on in our society.
£30 for 4 bottles of wine. That's actually not reasonable at all.
Well, I could negotiate with you. I can do you.
For the girls, the black market goods have highlighted some serious ethical issues. And with tough financial times ahead, the black market economy only looks set to grow. For Fee, the last couple of days have made her realise how different her life is at home.
I've never really done any, manual labour as a job, and I don't think many of the other girls have either. It's like seeing another side, isn't it? Because this whole thing we've worked out, like we were talking about yesterday with all the girls, it's like we live in a different world. It's not like a wrong world, it's just a different world.
Newcastle's iconic quayside, famous for its Millennium Bridge, Gateshead Sage Music Centre and the Tyne Bridge. Hufty wants the girls to see the posh side of town. In the past 10 years, the quayside has undergone a massive facelift, with millions of pounds being spent turning once derelict wharf buildings into luxury flats, businesses, restaurants and art galleries like the Baltic. It's a different world for the Geordie girls.
If you had to come down here, you'd have to get well dressed. Like, you couldn't just go into one of these bars and, with tracksuit pants on or something, because you'd get funny looks, probably.
Everybody down here used to be common as chips, didn't they? There was no suited and booted and posh people.
It's been taken over by posh people.
It has.
You southern lasses, does this feel like London, Embankment? Does this feel somewhere where you feel quite at home and quite relaxed?
I feel so at home and I just want to go to a nice restaurant.
Get me a sangria.
Oh, yeah.
All I want is a T-bone steak.
When's me home?
Don't cry.
Oh, no, I feel like that too.
No. I don't really want to get home.
It's just as well that the southern girls feel so comfortable on the quayside, because tomorrow night, Hufty will take them to a place that couldn't be further from home. It's the end of the working week and time to let the southern girls know what's in store tonight. But first, Hufty has a treat for the Geordies, an invite to a black tie event at a local castle.
I'm gonna take the Geordie lasses to a top-notch, posh venue.
Excellent news.
To have a top-notch evening hobnobbing with posh people. As it's a very formal event, and I'm no expert in etiquette, I'm going to ask Steph to go with us.
But for the southerners, there's something very different lined up.
I'm going to take the posh lasses for a traditional Geordie night out in my favourite local pub.
Where's that?
It's the Butchers.
Oh, yeah,
We're going to the Butchers on Shields Road.
What about that? I wouldn't even go to the Butchers to go to the toilet, no offence, Hufty. It's not that bad. Yeah, it's just a normal pub in Newcastle, and I'm jealous. Jealousy is the root of all evils, Angel.
Yeah.
I don't care. That's sad.
Take us all. I just not wrong with a good Geordie night out, you know. Do you want to eat really nice food? Well, you can do that when you go home. You'll only get one chance. Exactly. Now it's about beans on toast for us every day.
Let it shave, let it shave.
Don't worry, Cockney Ben, you'll be alright.
Tonight, Hufty is showing the Geordie girls a world of glamour, glitz and fairy tale ball gowns, normally completely beyond their reach.
I'm an absolute heaven right now, I swear to God. God is looking down on me. I just want to try it. I just want to try
The Geordie lasses may be in heaven, but for the southern girls, the complaining starts straight away.
Oh my God, we're getting taken to this horrendous pub that apparently all the Geordie girls said they wouldn't even go in there to use the loo because it's so disgusting.
Oh, you look amazing.
Thank you.
I'm not joking, that is stunning.
For Kimberly, it's like all her Christmases have come at once.
To be honest, I don't know why you should try on another one. How do you feel?
Like a princess.
So cute. Oh my gosh. You look lovely.
Back at the house, the southern girls have been told to dress pub style, and they're certainly less enthusiastic.
Look at the crotch on them. It's actually surreal. I would never, ever, ever wear this, ever.
Oh, wow. Oh my God.
Oh, well, hello there. Mine's double vodka and Red Bull.
Love it. Babes, that's way too much sparkle. Sorry, but you've just gone from classy to pantomime. Sorry to say it, but I'm just letting you know.
Oh, leave me tiara alone. Steph says I look like I was going to the pantomime. And I think that's just a cheek. This is the only chance I think I'll ever get to go to something like this and to wear a gown like this. So I want to go all out. I want tiara and everything. This dress makes me want to do, like, posh dancing, slow dancing with a partner and that, and very much, like, sort of that.
For single mum Michaela, wearing a dress like this is beyond her wildest dreams.
Don't you feel like $1 million?
That's... Oh, you look incredible!
Oh.
I'm gonna cry.
I've never done anything like this before, and it's not like something I'd be able to do every day. It's not something I would do like every other weekend or something, is try a dress on like this, and I've always dreamt of wearing a dress like this from being a little girl. Oh, everyone's gonna laugh at us. Sorry. Oh, I don't want to go to this pub and drink wine.
Back at the house, the girls are still complaining about not being invited to the castle.
I'm really bad.
I would never wear a top like this. Only because it keeps falling down and my boobs are popping out. I'm going to like a seedy bar. I might have to change it.
I feel like a child.
That's the idea.
Oh my God, this is a once in a lifetime thing. Okay, that's gonna work.
The Geordies have been invited to the historic 14th century Lumley Castle.
Oh my God, it's an actual castle.
This evening, there will be a formal black tie event, champagne, canapes, and a lavish 5-course dinner.
Francesca, I'll try and remember this.
Hi, I'm Gaynor.
Hi, Gaynor.
Surrounded by posh people, Shauna is finding the evening a bit of a challenge.
I think Shauna feels the most uncomfortable. She's almost got herself into a bit of a mental block where she thinks, I feel stupid, so I'm not going to try. You know, maybe not going to try, but she's feeling awkward. Obviously, because we don't usually dress like this.
Right.
So it's a big change, and especially for Shauna. She's usually in jeans and hoodies.
Right.
You could be any one of them. They don't know that you normally wear jeans and that. That's why I'm not bothered.
Yeah.
So you could come like this and go, ew, raw. They wouldn't have any different.
I'm right next to the e-ball races, actually. Yeah, it's a great location.
If I went up to them and said, oh, hello there, my name's Lindsay, they wouldn't would they? They wouldn't I was a Geordie.
The Butcher's Arms Biker, where Hufty is giving the girls a prep talk.
OK, so we're about to go in the Butcher's Arms on Shields Road. It's my favourite pub in Newcastle.
I feel we're about to burgle the place.
Really don't say that in this area. OK, so we're gonna have a really good night, OK? The locals are proper friendly, like all Geordies, typical Geordie bar. However, if you rip the piss out of them, you'll get a biker tea cake.
What's that? I don't want to know.
You really don't want to know what a biker tea cake is.
Can you tell them very polite?
It's like you'll get a nod. So let's not do any of that. If we're all just chilled, they'll be chilled with us, OK?
Definitely.
You ready? Yeah. Come on then, let's go. Yeah, Reed.
Thank you, love team.
Right, lasses, here's to a good night out. Cheers.
Back at the castle, the guests have been called to the dining room. Along with their 5-course meal, the Geordie girls are enjoying vintage wines from the cellar. Meanwhile, in the pub, it's Jaeger bomb shots all round. Followed by Geordie Skittles, a pint-sized cocktail of spirits and orange juice.
What are the 3 glasses for?
We usually have one for water.
Over at the castle, Kimberly is getting a lesson in table etiquette from Rupert.
One for white, one for red.
Red.
Because generally if you're eating fish, you'll tend to be served white wine. And if you're eating meat, especially red meat, it'll be red wine.
Back in the butcher's, the girls are getting a lesson in catch the beer mat. Desperate for additional entertainment, the girls start checking out local talent.
D&G took. What do you think of them? Straight ahead, 12 o'clock. Cute. They're all good-looking guys in here, but I know it sounds awful, like, you know that they're just going to be, like, from around here and, like, just do completely different backgrounds. So it's like eye candy.
At Lumley Castle, the evening is drawing to a close with cherry clafoutis and amaretto fondant. For most of the Geordie lasses, tonight has been a revelation. They have finally got to see what life is like as a posh girl.
Tonight has been the best night a girl could ever ask for. I'm like gobsmacked, really. I haven't got any word that could describe the way I feel right now.
I would definitely do something like this again in the future. Find mines and brie. I mean, that was absolutely lush. A bit of bait, although I didn't eat all because it's quite sickly and a bit runny. It was really nice.
Despite her nerves, Shauna has made it through dinner, but is definitely ready for her carriage home.
I don't think I could make this a regular kind of thing. No. I like kicking back with jammies on and, you know, a spoon of ice cream. That's just me.
But for some of the Geordies, seeing the reactions of the Southern girls when they were deprived of a fancy night out has underlined tensions between the two groups.
I don't think dark-haired Fiona and Lucy get it at all. Because they know that they've got a cushy home to go back to. They're not really bothered. I would say Lucy and Faye are very spoiled. Would call them spoiled brats.
Faye and Lucy aren't learning enough. Like this morning, they asked Steph if she wanted to go to Costa, and she was just like, you know, no, I'm going to watch my budget. And she was like, oh, sod the budget. And I was just like, are you for real? I got really angry because I really wanted to shake it and just say, oh my God, like, give me your budget. You're not having any more money.
Next week on Geordie Finishing School for Girls.
Not in the house!
Lindsay has had enough of the